What's up guys, how you doing? Cosmic Carry here, bringing another World of Tanks video, and today I'm going to be showcasing gameplay in my STB-1 on Prokhorovka Standard Battle, tier 10, tier 9, few tier 8s thrown in there, but we're on Prokhorovka, and in my tier 10 Japanese medium, 258 pen, pretty decent, not fantastic, a little bit below average for a tier 10 medium, but because of that it has fantastic gun depression, 10 degrees I believe it is, and it also has the quickest reload out of all the 105 mils at tier 10 due to the fact that it has fantastic mobility, very decent speed. I'd say it's one of my most favorite tier 10 mediums. E50M, I like that tank for other reasons. M48, I like that tank for other reasons. The Batchat, I don't even consider that a medium. To me, it's the Batchat. It's in a world of its own. It's in a class of its own, you know. But because of the mobility and the speed and the maneuverability of this tank, you know, I like it. I like it a lot. That's why I think I'm going to be enjoying the tier 10 Soviet mediums most definitely. So Prokhorovka, the name of the game, when it comes to my philosophy on Prokhorovka, I always aim to preserve as many of my hit points as possible up until around the 10-minute mark, and that's when I hit the 10-minute mark, that's when I start to take those risks, as it were. So but I find my best success, best strategy when it comes to Prokhorovka is keep as many of your hit points up until the 10-minute mark, and then the game kind of either goes good or it goes bad, and you can, if you have all your hit points intact at the 10-minute mark, you can take advantage if it's going to be a victory, and etc. But anyhow, picking up my first kill, moving up here, what do we see? Object 268. There's snipers in the back there. You can see they're trying to cross the railroad tracks, and I'm kind of taking advantage, attempting to get some side shots into them, but kind of, there he is. Yes, we can get this, absolutely. Receive some damage there, not sure where from. Couple of tanks down below me there to my right, so you always got to be wary of what's going on to the on the hill to my left, and you can see my compadres have taken care of business up on the hill, because if you're in this position right now, you could be you're going to be lit up, and you're going to be receiving fire from the hill to the left and from the snipers to the right. You know, everybody can see you basically, but at the same time, this area here is pretty decent due to the fact that there's loads of bushes, there's a house, and you know, trees, and there's decent cover, and I always talk about this tank as if it, I used what do I say, like it's like a Stingray gliding across the profile or the terrain. It has really fantastic camo value, really low profile, and never more so is this kind of showcased as when I play on the Xbox One, you know, because you can see, you know, I can barely see the tanks in front of me, you know, I can kind of looking through the blades of grass, and yeah, I love this tank, I really do. Taking out that VK, picking up my second kill. Absolutely, and I see a T-54 off in the distance, and it's kind of interesting. When I saw that T-54, I instantly assumed, you know, they're fantastic players. When I see an OP tank, you know, fantastic tank like a T-54, until I can determine whether or not he's a good player or a bad player, that tank is a badass tank, and I instantly assume that the player is a badass player, you know, and I consider him a badass player until you know, I can decide otherwise. You know, I haven't got a clue if he is a badass player, but he's in a badass tank. So I show these tanks a lot of respect. I give them a wide berth, and unless, of course, you know, I see them in action, and I see, you know, he doesn't know what he's doing, then I'll pounce, you know. But OP tanks, fantastic tanks, you know, T-62As, T-54s, you know, not necessarily Soviets, but I'm saying OP fantastic tanks. I always give them a wide berth until, you know, you guys get what I'm saying. Trying to get some SD-1. I was, when I was getting shots on him, I assumed it was his rear. That SD-1 has seriously troll armor, and anyhow. But as you can see, we've developed here a really comfortable lead, and this is somewhat embarrassing with the VK-45. As I try to get shot after shot, you'll see this in a minute. Oh, this is coming up later, pardon me. 258 pen will not pen a VK, you know, at the front. 228, a T28 prototype, no problem. A nice snapshot there. Moving up here, mopping up stage. It was a good team effort here, 100%, and I kind of took advantage of that. But this is what I was talking about, VK-45 attempting to hit his low plate, and this kind of reminds me of the Tiger P situation when I first came up against a Tiger P. And you can you know, unless you've played in the actual tank, and this VK I've never played in the tank, you just don't know how to face off against them, you know, unless you've actually experienced the tank and you know the ins and outs of the tank. That's how you get better at the game, you know, by actually playing all the tanks. You know, if I come across a E100, I know how to take apart an E100. If I come across, you know, a Death Star, you know, T110 E5, I know the weak points, etc due to the fact that, you know, I've played in these tanks. And yeah, I did again, I've come across the VK, tier 9 VK on a couple of occasions before, and each and every time I go and do my research, find the weak points, and then promptly forget. But but do your research. Just keep the, you know, I'm not saying, yeah, you should always do your research. If you come across a sticky situation where you just couldn't take a tank apart like I just did with the VK, do like I do some research and figure out what went wrong there. Why couldn't I pen his lower plate? I need like 300 pen to pen him in the lower plate. And anyhow, very decent game. 4k damage, 4.2, good to go. Nice bit of silver there. Chose wisely with the ops. Take it easy. Adios muchachos.